Good morning, Daryl. Good morning, Rich. If anyone has any questions, you can ask them in the attendee chat section. Good. I see Daryl say good morning in the chat. Good morning, Laura. Morning, Alec. Okay. Well, thank you all for showing up. If anyone has any questions, you can ask them in the attendee chat. So I got a question about the mic. You don't have to worry about the mic. The only way you can communicate with the chat is with the chat section, attendee chat in any meeting. So I'm going to go ahead and start. I'm going to share my screen. So my name is Dan, and in this video I'm going to show you how to use Automation Designer to create automated campaigns. So to get to Automation Designer, you start out at the home screen, just like pretty much everything in Soffront. And in the upper left-hand corner under Marketing, you have a section called Landing Page. Automation Designer. So you click on Automation Designer, and to start a new campaign, you click on Add. So from Automation Designer, you have several different options. You can start with a blank template. You have simple email nurturing. And basically, all of these are followed by a nurturing. And then you have capture leads with a web form and then nurture, track web page visits and nurture, and capture leads from a landing page and nurture. So let's start out with nurturing, because they all have that in common. So if we go into use this template for simple email nurturing, we start out at the top, and we have at the very top we have all the settings for the touch campaign. So what we do is first of all we give it a name. We select up to 3 different groups that we want to include in this nurturing campaign. We can also use contact filters or account filters. We give it a from name, a from email address. We give it a start date and time down below, and hit OK. If we want this campaign to repeat, we would select resend all, and then after however many days you want it to repeat. And then we also have a checkbox to send only Monday through Friday if that's what you choose. So give it the number of days we want it to resend. And then the next part, these 3 below where it says test are the actual emails that are going to go out. To select the email, you're going to select a marketing template. So you select the category of the template, and then select the template you're going to use, and then hit select. And then that template gets loaded. You can edit this template and change the design. You can edit the title. You can a first name, how it may go out after. So generally, your first one is going to be 0 days. Save and close. This is like a decision tree. So we can say after this email is sent out, let's say it has a link. If they click a link, we want to select an action to happen after they click a link. So we can tell it here what link we want it to track. We type in the name of the link here. Or if we leave this blank, then if any link is clicked in the email, then it's going to go to the next step. And then by default, we have it set up to change group. So if we click on the pencil icon for change group, we can tell it to add the particular user to a new group. We can move them from the group that they're in to a new group, or we can remove them from a particular group. And then all the rest are exactly the same, where we select the template, we tell it what link we're going to track, and we tell it what group we're going to move them to. Up top, we give it a name. Hit save. As you'll notice, we can't save it until we fill in all the options. So you may want the next email to go out 5 days after the first. And the last email, we select maybe 5 more days after. And then we also want to select what group we want to add them to. And then we're allowed to save it. So after this is saved, you're going to need to start the campaign. It will not run until you start it. So this is a simple nurturing campaign. So if we go back and we try adding another one. Next we have capture leads from Webform and Nurture. So on the top, we select our Webform. And then the next option is to notify. So this is to notify a particular sales rep or user. And then after that, it's the same as before. We have the nurturing campaign that's going to go out, and link clicked and group added. So that was capture leads from Webform and Nurture. So the next template that we have set up is website visit. So we'd enter in the URL for the website and then select everything for the touch campaign below, just like the simple nurturing campaign. Of course, we give it a name and then we save it. And then we have capture leads from landing page and Nurture. So here we select the landing page. We select someone to notify that we have a new lead from the landing page. And then just as before, we have the nurturing campaign that follows. So these are simple templates that are already set up that you just fill in the blanks. But there's a lot more that you can do with this. So let me show you some more advanced. So if you go into blank, you can create your own. And here's ones that were pre-created. So just as before, we fill in the from name and the email address and all of our details. And then we have an initial email that goes out. And then we decide if they click a particular link, we want to send them a new email, because possibly they click the link because they are showing interest in a particular service or product. Then we want to notify a particular rep that someone clicked this link to show the interest in the product. Then we want to change them to a particular group. Let me show you a different example. So in this example, we send out a campaign. Fill it in as before. Here's the template that goes out. And then if they click link A, they're going to be changed to a particular group showing if they have an interest in that particular product. We're going to assign their account to a particular user. We're going to add a note to that account. But if they click on link B in the same email, we're going to change them to a different group. We're going to notify a particular user. And we're going to convert their account in the workflow, in this case, to a customer. So there's a lot that you can do. You can choose from, you can start with a touch campaign, a web form, a landing page, a website visited. And then we're going to decide if they click a link. We could also say if they just opened an email, if they unsubscribed, if they reach a certain score. And then there's different things that we can do after that, different actions. So we can send a one-off email. We can change the group they're in. We can add a note. We can notify a particular user. We can add task to that account. We can update a field in the account. We can assign this to a particular user, or we can do a conversion like we showed earlier. So you can set up a lot of different complex workflows to accomplish the goals that you're looking to accomplish. And you can set up multiple campaigns too. You can use different filters to select different types of accounts. So say we had a filter, maybe we just wanted to send this using an account filter. Here's some account filters we have set up. In this case, we called it greater than 10 employees. So if the number of employees is greater than 10 and the city is equal to Las Vegas. So actually we have a couple of criteria here that we have set up in this filter. So maybe this is the only criteria we want to use in sending out that campaign. We can do that. Or you can set up any kind of criteria you want in a filter. So not just a static group. So you could have different static groups that you put your accounts in and send out emails that way, or you can actually set up complex filters to select those users that you're looking for. Same thing with contact filters. You can use that same sort of filtering with the contacts to find a particular group you want to send these emails out to. Does anyone have any questions? Good morning, Viet. I know I've seen you in some of the cases. It's good to see everyone here. Hi. So there was a question about how many emails that can be sent out. Um, I've seen quite a number of them linked up. I am not sure if there's a maximum number that can be sent, but I will get back to you on that for the maximum number of emails. Sophia asks the purpose of the automation design. So the purpose is to, let me give you an example. Let's say you're going to run a special that you want your customers to know about. Maybe the first email in the drip campaign will talk about the special. Maybe the second in the drip campaign will tell them you have so many days to the end to the deadline for the special, and then maybe the final one saying this is the last day, you have so many hours left, to let them know that the special is ending soon. So it's a good way to communicate in an automated way with your customers and let them know what's going on with your company. So Laura asked about case study. Actually, I can tell you what we do on our own. We set out these automated campaigns to let our customers know about different specials that we're running with the software, and we've gotten really good feedback. We've gotten a lot of traction on these emails that sent out, and we're able to follow up with the customers so we can see what customers clicked on what links, what customers opened emails, and basically that way we send these emails out to all of our customers and we know which ones show the most interest. If they at least opened it or they clicked on something, then we know that they show a little bit more interest than maybe some of the other leads, and we're able to call them up, follow up with them, and try to sell them. So it basically lets you know that you have at least a little bit of interest there. So it's very helpful that way. So Daryl asks, do you have to have a user for each account that's being sent the email? And no, actually, you can select a new email to be sent from. So right here where it says verify another email, you select that, and then it asks you the email address that you want to send it from, and it sends that email account a link, and you click on it, and then that activates the ability to send email from that different address. So the had asked if you can use this function for an invite to a seminar. Yes, you could use a landing page for an invite to a seminar, and then that way you can collect those email addresses and follow up with a nurturing campaign. That's one thing that's really nice about a landing page is you're able to collect the customer's information. You're able to collect their email address, their phone number, and then you can follow up with a nurturing campaign. So just like I showed you with the, we already have a template for capture leads from a landing page and nurture. So this could be your landing page for your event, and then afterwards you could notify a particular rep that someone signed up for this event, and then you can follow up with a nurturing campaign afterwards. And we also have different packages where you can select different email. Let me go over our pricing. So we have different packages with a maximum number of contacts and emails. So the professional package, we can do 10,000 emails, 5,000 contacts. So I guess that was the answer to the question about the maximum number of emails. Yeah, so 10,000 emails for professional advanced, 5,000 emails for basic. All right, are there any other questions? So someone's asking about the triggers. So these would be your triggers, would be your decisions. So you can have a trigger for a link clicked. You can have a trigger for an email was opened, they unsubscribed, or a score was reached. Those are the different triggers, and then you have the different actions such as add a note or notify. So you can set up events, campaigns to do a lot of different things. All right. All right. Well, thank you all for attending. I want to thank you for a lot of great feedback or great questions. Was able to help me cover a lot of things that I wasn't going to cover. So that's great. I'm glad to see your participation, and I hope you all learned a lot. And I look forward to sharing and showing you additional features and functionalities of Soffront in future webinars. Everyone have a great day. Thank you.